I wanted to capture, I'm going to go over to the whiteboard on this one, but just a tiny topic and talk a little bit about industry attractiveness here, because this is part of what we're looking at in terms of do I want to go into this business or not, is how attractive or unattractive is it? So typically what we look at is cumulative competitive pressure, and we're also looking at the idea about profitability potential that's going on at the same time. So an industry is really attractive when you look at it and say, oh, there's not a lot of competitors in there. So there's not a lot of competition or competitive pressure going on. And when I look at the players that are in there, they're making a ton of money. I want a piece of that action. And so in that sense, the industry's got high industry attractiveness. On the other end of the spectrum, so an example would be any of the new technologies that are out there in terms of, you get as far as, whether it's Ring or Nest or some of the other things to have internet in your house, to what AI and software providers like Chat GPT and others, we're still trying to figure out what they're going to do, but they're going to open doors to opportunities as well. On the other end of the spectrum, if there's a very strong competitive pressure going on and folks are not making a lot of money, so the profitability potential is pretty low, then people are going, ooh, I don't know if it's worth it to go into that because there's lots of players. Not everybody's making a lot of money in that. I don't know if that's a good use of our time to get into that. So an example there might be perhaps going into your own trucking or logistics business because there's a lot of players out there and they do struggle to make money at the same time. And again, that's important to you and I because if we're looking at new business opportunities or we've identified some in all the data that we've collected, we want to step back and figure out ahead of time if it's worth it. Impact wise, what that means is we may not get into something that we probably don't want to get into. Hopefully we don't miss an opportunity, but resources are always limited from a financial standpoint. So we have to be very thoughtful where we invest our money. And we don't want to end up with the impact where we get excited about something and find out not so wonderful. And we've wasted the time and the resources to get into it. So ideally, we want to find those places where not as many players, very profitable, and we can dive into that area because it's a very attractive type situation for us, and we can carve out our own niche in that process.